Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I am so glad that you joined me tonight. Little bit of housekeeping as always. Please, if you like my video, please share my video and comment down in the comments, and you might get the card I work on tonight. Last week, I made this cute card using the fractured card technique, I think. Kind of looks like a shutter on a camera too. So what I do is everybody who shares the video and comments shared, I put their name in a drawing, and then I draw one person out and they'll win that card from that week. And this week's winner is Kay Phipps. So Kay, I will be getting this card out to you very soon. Thank you so much for helping out my small business. If you can't share, I understand that. Would you mind giving my video some hearts? Facebook likes the hearts better than thumbs up. It helps it be seen on the algorithm. So please give me some hearts. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And then once you do that, please hit the little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I do upload a new video most every Monday evening. Okay, so tonight I have a fun technique that's easy, and it's great when you have to mass produce a lot of cards. And so we are going to, I'm going to take you through the process, and I have a, if you recall last week, was it last week? Or no, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I gave you a little sneak peek of some ribbon in the catalog. It's in the new holiday catalog. I used it on the card. Tonight I'm going to give you a sneak peek of another product that's in the new holiday catalog that everybody can order, let's see, starting September 6th. If you haven't, if you'd like a catalog and don't already have a demonstrator to work with, please let me know and I'll be happy to send you one. So with all of that, I am going to switch. I hit something on my laptop and it went away, so now I don't know why that went away, but it was a good thing I was ready to switch my view. So anyway, this is called the Stack, Slice, and Shuffle. Okay? And this is a really easy technique for mass producing cards, okay? So I am going to show you how it's done. I'm going to leave one of them out here. And we are going, and I'll set the other two off to the side, and we will get started. So I'm going to get the paper trimmer, and actually, these cards were made using the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. For the cards I'm making tonight, I am going to use the Hello Irresistible, okay? And I've chosen three images from the Designer Series paper. This one is directional. This one, so is this one not so much. So if you are, and we could very easily use these sides too, or mix them and match them, or put that with that, put this and this together. Lots of ways. But anyway, let me see, we're going to use that side, we're going to use that, we're going to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack this paper, thus the first word of this technique is called stack. And you're going to stack them the way you want them to show up on your cards. So again, if you have something that's directional, like these birds are directional and these little flowers are directional, you need to make sure that they're all going the right direction, okay? And we're going to stack those on the side, on top. So there's your stack. Now we're going to slice. This Designer Series paper is 5 by 3 3/4. So you make sure here. You know, I kind of want a little more of this yellow in it, so I'm going to flip that one around. So this is going to be 3 3/4. Okay. And I like to cut toward me. I want to make sure this all lines up really well. Okay, that's 3 3/4 by 5. Yeah, I like to pull, especially when I'm cutting more than one piece, I like to pull toward me. I feel like it's a more stable way to cut. Now these pieces that I cut off first, you know what, these would be perfect for decorating the flaps on your envelopes if you're a person that does that. I don't usually do that, but it's perfect. These little stripes we cut off could go on the inside of the card somewhere, but I'm not going to. So, okay, now we have our 3 pieces. I'm checking, they're still all going the right direction again. I'm gonna turn this around this way. Okay, so now the next thing is slice, okay? So we're going to slice this paper in a stack, and I made this little template. It's really simple, just, I don't know if you can see. Again, the paper's 5 by 3 3/4. Let me get it in the camera. Okay. This side is 1.5 inches from the corner. That's 1.5 inches. These are 2 inches from their corner. So that gives us the design of our card. They don't have to be exact. You can freehand cut them if you want. You can measure them out and make little tick marks. I had a hard time when I was doing that with this paper, so you know what I did? I just made this little template, and here's what I'm going to show you do. Make sure you keep everything oriented the same way. I'm going to put this line and that line on the cut in the little groove there where the blade goes. I'm going to hold on to those. Okay, and that's the top. Okay, let's open that up. Now we're going to put this like that. Again, I'm lining up my line in the little trough, the little groove on the trimmer. I'll hold this down. I'm going to slide it. So there's slice. All done with my trimmer. If you need a second to see my little template, there you go. Okay, so we've stacked, we've sliced. Now it's time to shuffle. Okay, so we are going to move these out here. And then you need to separate so you get something different. One of each piece in each card, if that makes sense. So there you go. That's going to be the layout for your cards. Now, if you have paper that doesn't have a direction to it, and really, you know what, it could, this one doesn't have to be going that direction. This is kind of unidirectional or bidirectional. If you don't like, say you don't like this green at the bottom, you could flip this completely over when you adhere your card together and do it that way. Okay? Because sometimes, you know, depending on what paper you choose, you might not like a certain pattern at the bottom or a certain pattern at the top. But you need to leave them all together like that. Okay? So I'm going to stack these up like this. Set these over to the side. And we are going to get started. Now I am going to put these on matte. This is Petal Pink. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So, again, I'm going to leave these all oriented the right way, or the same way, so that I don't get mixed up. When I was making these cards, I think it was this card, I had accidentally put the adhesive on this side of the card, of the paper, and so I had to recut that piece. So take your time. And sometimes it's hard to remember which side you're putting your adhesive on because both sides are so pretty, especially when you're doing a technique like this. So I'm going to put this here. This one's going to go next. Like I said, this mat is petal pink. You know, I usually I'm kind of winging it here because, you know, I don't know how these are going to come out because I haven't made one with these papers yet. You know what? I need to make this a little closer together. You know, yeah, I'm going to butt them right up against each other because you know what? We didn't cut them smaller. We just, that piece, that 5 by 3 3/4 is the size for the next layer. So it really doesn't allow for space between the paper. If you want space between these sheets, you'd have to adjust your mat size a little bit. Okay, so there's one that's done. Top, middle, bottom. You can really, and I suggest starting with either the top or the bottom and working your way through. Don't do the top and then the bottom and then put the middle in. And I say that because if you end up in one of your sides, one of your margins is really uneven, you can kind of trim a little piece of that mat off. But if the last piece you're putting in is your centerpiece, it doesn't work as well. So, is everybody, come on, seeing the new mini catalog? There's some great holiday stuff in there, and I can't wait till you all can place your orders. Okay, there's number 2. See how nice, easily this is coming along? And this is great. Okay, do the bottom first. Like I said, for mass producing cards, I will be having Christmas card classes starting in September, and I think we're going to use this technique for one of the cards. So, and if you're mass producing them, then you know you'll be making these kind of in 3s. Once you get to this point where you have everything on the mat, you can kind of see if there's something that you want to flip around or whatever. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with how all of these turned out. So, next thing is putting them on the base, okay? The card base, and for that I'm using Flirty Flamingo. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're folding it in half. Again, I'm kind of winging it, seeing if I like these color combinations. It always scares me just a little bit when I'm making a card and I haven't seen the final product yet. You know what I mean? But really, all I did was take colors that were out of the Designer Series paper. Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. So I decided to kind of just stay with the pinks. Okay, open. Make sure they're all going the right way. Let's see. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think the hardest part is just deciding what papers to put together. You know, and if I like the backs of all 3 of those, I should have looked at to see what they would look like. All, you know, the back sides of those papers. So, after I cut it. Did I do that one the right way? Yep, that one's the right way. That one's not. I almost put it on backwards. Okay. Have you ever put a card, made a card backwards where it opened on the other side? I did. I sent it to my friend who's a lefty and told her what happened, and she thought it was pretty funny. So she said no one had ever made a card for her, especially for her. But anyway, she chuckled. If I didn't have her to send it to, I probably would have just pitched it in the trash. Okay, so really, that's the basis for the stack, slice, and shuffle. Pretty easy. So I think what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and embellish these cards, much like I did with this one. I'm using the Circle Sayings bundle. It's one of my favorites. I just love its versatility, and the bundle comes with the 2 3/8 inch punch. Okay, so let me see here. Let me pull my stuff over. Okay, and for my ink today, I'm gonna this I use two tones of ink. I'm gonna use just the Flirty Flamingo. Again, I want to stay in the pink family, and the petal pink was a little bit too light. I played with it. It was okay, but I liked the way the Flirty Flamingo came out better. So we're going to do 3 of these. Whoops, okay. We'll flip that over there. Ink that up real good. Again, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I want to use my foam mat underneath so I have a little bit of give. There's Happy Birthday. I can put another one on this side here. I think I'm going to have to re-ink my stamp pad here soon. Getting a little bit dry. I cut these two out with the punch. Whoops, I got a little bit of stray ink there, but I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to show. Do one more here real quick. I don't like the way that came out there. And that one had kind of a light spot too, so I might see. This is what tell me maybe I need to re-ink my ink pad, so I'll do that when we're done here. Okay, try this one here. See how? Nope. Okay, we're just gonna do this one. It's okay. And the Happy Birthday on this one. I always hate to re-ink my ink pads because then sometimes I get too much ink in them, and then I have to be careful how I use them, you know. Come on out. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now, at the beginning of my video, I teased you and said I was going to show you another item from the catalog, from the new holiday catalog. And I don't know if you noticed. You see, can you tell that circle's kind of ragged, for lack of a better word, around the side? Here's one that doesn't have anything on it. I'm trying to see. There you go. You can get a view. You see that? Looks kind of like the deckled rectangles that we have in our annual catalog, doesn't it? Yep. So the new catalog has this great die set, Deckled Circles, 14 dies. Look at how big the big one is. I don't know that I'd ever use it, but let's see. That is about 6 inches in diameter. Isn't that huge? The only thing I could think of, you know what might be fun, is to cut this out, fold it in half, and make like a taco greeting card. You know, like a birthday card. We've got that Fiesta stamp set. Maybe you could use that. I don't know. It looks like the only thing I could think of that big. I don't know. I'd love to see your ideas. So for this, I use the 1, 2, 3, 4. I use the 5th smallest. This just has so many circles. Look at this. So anyway, that you'll be able to purchase that when the catalog goes live next week. So we're gonna put this adhesive on these. Yeah, this kind of stayed monochrome, and I cut these Deckled Circles out of Flirty Flamingo also. So okay, let's see. You could use any other circles you have for the background. You could use just a circle punch. You could use the stitch shapes. But I just decided to use the decals. Okay. So, what are we going to use for ribbon? I pulled this out. I didn't know if this was going to look good or not. You know, just put a little strip of that underneath this. It kind of looks okay. But you know what else I pulled out is that ribbon from the new catalog that I used a couple weeks ago. I kind of think that gives it a little bit of bling. What do you think? I love, 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 love that iridescent ribbon. So, yeah, I already know I'm going to have to get another roll of this. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. Let me get my glue dots here. This is my preferred way to put, and I think both sides are the same. Yeah, as far as I can tell, they're the same. This is I like to put my glue dots down with, or my little pieces of ribbon like this down with glue dots. Let's see, I hope that was long enough now that I did that. Oh yeah, that works good. I like that. Where's my dimensionals? Oh yeah, I'm using, you know, Crafter never lets anything go to waste, so I always cut up the edges of the dimensional sheets too. Why not? No sense wasting it. Unless they take your card apart, they are not gonna know. Okay. Oh, I like that. Yep. And so for an embellishment, I pulled out good old Rhinestone Basic Jewels, the old standby there. I'm going to put some rhinestones on that. Let's see here. I'm going to do just like I did over here. I think I'll put one here. Oops. One right here. And one right there. And I think that looks pretty nice. So, I think I'll take a minute. I'll go ahead and finish these other two here real quick, and then I'll end the video. But I'm not going to do anything fancy, I don't think. So, I'll go ahead and just finish these real quick. Go. A couple glue dots. So have you started your Christmas cards yet? I've made one card. I'm going to use it for my September class. I use the trucking, I think it's called Trucking Along, that's in the online exclusives. If you have not been on the Stampin' Up! Website, you need to go to the Stampin' Up! Store and click on the menu that's on the left-hand side. Click on the where it says Online Exclusives. There's a whole bunch of products there that you'll never see in a catalog. They're only online, thus the name Online Exclusives. And there's some cute stuff. Now the punch for that bundle is on back order, but it is due back in October. So so don't let that, don't be disappointed by that, because it will come back. Okay, I'll go ahead and put these on real quick here. Then I can there's that couple of, I don't know, I kind of like 3 when I'm doing a bigger circle like this. Gives it a little more stability. Okay, put that out of the way. Oh, glue dots on that. I thought I put it on there, but I guess not. Okay. So, these would be super simple to mass produce. The only thing you have to be careful is when you have your papers cut that you don't get them mixed up. So, nope, took those off already. Let's put that on there. And there you go. 3 great birthday cards in no more time than it takes to make one, using the stack, slice, and shuffle technique. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next Monday night for Stampin' with Denise. Bye now.